Welcome to Floating Leaf Tea Podcast. And you are?
I'm Chris, and at CKYLUM on Instagram.
Oh, cool. And?
I'm Caitlin. You can follow my Instagram, but it's at dishwench, but there's not much tea on there.
Okay, cool. And today is just such a, tea is just like this, just such a wonderful thing that it's that just happened. So what happened is you guys, you told me you put your, what is that, direction thingy from your house to Floating Leaf Tea, from Portland to Seattle, and then boom, you guys landed here and then bought some tea, and then 2 minutes afterwards we're like, hey, you guys want to be on a podcast? And you are like, yeah, sure, why not? And then we quickly did the COVID test, and everybody's all good. And also, Chris, I heard you have a podcast too, tea podcast. So it will be wonderful to talk to another tea podcaster.
Yeah.
So before we start, you guys have any requests today in the tea or anything you would like to see?
I'm so open. I'm just excited to be here, and I don't have any direction I want to go. I'm open to anything, really.
Cool.
Same. I just love tea in general. I really love heicha, but any tea, and especially tea that you're really fond of, I'm fine with that.
Wonderful. So we'll start with Oolong tea then, since that's the tea lineup that we are more focused on. But maybe if we have time, then we can end with a dark Puer. But I think he wants that. You cannot go without that. Cool. So let's open with a tea that we roasted at Floating Leaf Tea. We actually call it House Oolong, and it's roasted by this gentleman right here, Noah.
Wow. I roasted the tea.
And let's open with that, and then we'll slowly move into a different oolong. Yeah. And any comments, feedback, or even questions?
Do you both roast tea?
I roast tea.
Yeah, actually, she roasted the House Oolong for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because roasting can be quite difficult, especially Taiwanese tea.
It's difficult. Chinese tea is also difficult. Yeah. I would say my tea roasting is more freelance.
Nice.
I apply some heat to it and roast to a point that I like. And I did learn, I will ask people, and of course they always give me different feedback, like in the process, that how do I know when I should increase the temperature, or when do I stir the tea in the process, and why, and stuff. And I got some answers throughout the process.
But go ahead, ask how long it takes to make one batch of tea in her style.
Oh,
Please
I would love to.
Wait, 48 hours? No. Oh.
2 weeks.
You really have to say that?
Wait.
So our House Oolong was always sold out.
Electric,
yeah.
Electric.
Still.
Yeah. Our House Oolong was always sold out because it takes so long to make in the old way.
Oh, I'm so excited to try this.
But this one
I roasted, and I was actually in Taiwan studying tea roasting in the spring of this year. So I changed our roasting style a little bit to kind of get a similar flavor, but in 3 days.
Wow.
But still, it's 3 separate roasts applied to the tea.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you roast it every couple of years, the same tea, or do you just roast it one time?
You can do either way.
Right, but what do you have? Do you do some of the teas with roasting?
I normally do just that batch, and then it just get sold out anyway, so there's
of course.
nothing left that I can like, let me try this one on to roast it again in a following 2 years or something like that.
But
yeah.
this one I let it rest at least maybe a week or two between roasts. If you don't let it rest at all, then it doesn't have time to mellow out between the roasting.
Yeah, you got to let them kind of go in and come out, go in and come out, kind of breathing. You know, your heart have to do this too. Tea has to do it too.
She does the thing, and does that seal?
Sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, continue. Does that?
Chris was telling me that when you pour that way, it seals the tea in the pot. Am I wrong? Did I make that up?
I can't remember. I don't remember if that was it, but it heats the pot.
It heats the pot,
warm the
at
pot.
least.
So we do heat up the pot in the beginning before I put the dry leaves in there. A lot of people's explanation is when they put hot water again outside, they heat up the pot. There are different methods to let the pot stay hot, actually consistently. And later, maybe I can do another style for you.
Okay.
I saw that on one of your other
That's
ones where you put it inside of the warmer
this,
with the
exactly.
water inside.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw that one.
I have one tea brewing teacher. He actually have an explanation of why he does this. He said it's like when you cook Chinese food, and then in the end, a lot of cooking, they will cover it with a lid to seal the flavor in the food.
That's maybe I don't know where I heard that. I don't.
That might have been from someone else.
Someone else told me. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it doesn't mean that you have to do it. I have another teacher. He doesn't do it at all. And his tea brewing is spectacular. And I'm more like, I think there will be too much to talk about that today. I feel like my temperament with that specific teacher's temperament is closer. And so I'm more like, in a way, in my tea brewing journey right now, I am more want to follow him with his style. And then that style, I call it dry brewing style, that there's no liquid on the table at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be hard for me.
Yeah, I know.
I
For
pour
me too.
messy.
Same. I'm very messy.
So I hope you guys are familiar with the fragrance cup. We are going to use 2 cups today. One is the fragrance cup and one is the drinking cup. Okay? Cool. So this one will be the drinking cup.
Okay.
And then we will have a 闻香杯 fragrance cup.
Thank you. I've seen them to be taller.
That's right.
Yeah.
We didn't prepare the taller one. That's actually, maybe we'll quickly rinse.
Oh, yeah, do a
Two
comparison.
of the-
It's okay.
No, we love this.
Okay.
Whatever comes out on the table, we talk about it.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than I think sometimes in tea journey, the learning can be a little bit too limited for some people. Is some people that when they are taught certain things in the beginning, especially because we are new, right, to this, then we will believe, what the person told me is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Then we will believe that's absolutely true.
Yes.
And so for a long time, I also used the really skinny ones. And then I met this teacher. He actually invented this fragrance cup. And then we'll compare the 2 fragrance cups. That is a little bit more. I always say people should use their senses. Of course, you got to receive information, because today I'm going to tell you also something. Not like just say, just drink tea. Just drink tea. I'm not going to tell you anything. I will tell you, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you something. But I always say, even with what I tell you today, feel free to go home and confirm. Like, even with just like this, why are we doing this?
Because it's fun.
Exactly. In the beginning, I said because it's really pretty. I love, I love, I love, and there's nothing wrong of loving this. I love this. There's something about it. It's really pretty. About hot water and then the texture of the clay and just like so pretty. So I kept doing that. There is a reason pretty, but like behind that, I was actually not sure. So I did a lot of things in tea that I was not sure. Yeah.
You just did it because
other people did it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But if people say then you have to do this, then I'll be like, give me a really good reason. Then I will try it also. Because I mean I do learn tea, so tea teachers tell me things, then I'll go home and try, or they will confirm it on the tea table for me. Yeah, so let's drink the tea that I do to talk too much. Here you go. So you smell the surface?
Oh man.
And then just sniff it and then pour it into your drinking cup and then enjoy the further smell in the empty cup.
It is stronger. Honey. Very sweet.
I'm also
That's
smelling my
awesome.
fingers,
Oh.
and I just ate poke,
Poke,
and I have a
and
little.
that-
I'm just like, wow, it's
Oh,
no,
fishy.
that's-
We should have had like durian and like perfect for tea, right?
Ah,
You smell
sweet
like
roast
durian and you drink tea.
roasted
Bring
salmon.
the-
Very good, very
bring
good.
the durian into the tea house. We used to play this game, and I would never do this when I worked at the tea house. Like, what's the worst thing you can do? To
the
a tea
tea?
house, and like durian, one of them.
Yeah.
Bring durian in the
We
tea
did
house.
durian in the tea house.
It's like with wine and people who drink. They'll try different cups.
Yeah.
And different shaped or glasses. I mean, different shaped glasses. That's what it reminds me of very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so nowadays, I actually don't know how fragrance cup later turn into this specific shape, like really tall and skinny. But I majorly use this style of fragrance cup, and then see if you guys can see the difference. We'll try one in here too. Here. How about that? We'll just share one. You guys can share one. And I'll just have you sniff a cup back again.
Thank you.
Feels good, like lungs are opening.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So first infusion, not too bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is our house oolong. Pretty rich. Yeah.
Very nice.
Good job.
It's a good one, huh? Which batch is this?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Oh, you grab it out of that bag right there?
Eh,
What part of Taiwan is this from?
it's from the Nantou region, and the cultivar is called 四季春, 4 season spring.
yeah.
Eh.
I've had that before.
Yeah, and we have 四季春, that we call it Nantou 4 seasons in our shop, and the tea is not roasted. It's slightly oxidized, very fragrant. Yeah, wonderful daily drinker. Then we turn that specific tea into our house oolong. We just roast it up. And so it's if people maybe on the internet they are into it, they can order both the lightly oxidized one, not roasted, and the lightly oxidized one and very roasted, just to compare. Like roasting does change a lot of things in oolong tea.
I'm going to request I can taste it as well.
Oh. Ha ha ha. So I'll warm up this cup.
Because this batch was finished at the beginning of August, so it's had a little bit of time to rest.
Is that preferable for roasting? Because, I don't really know.
Generally speaking, yeah, because you can imagine that, especially if you apply a lot of heat into the tea, it actually can it causes a feeling that we call it close a tea. It lack a tea, and so when tea has time to like settle, maybe inside of the roast, and the tea itself start to work together, then it start to open again. And actually with roasted teas, it's really fun to, the moment it opens and you still drink it, and maybe 3 months afterwards, you will feel like, dang, it continued to open and it's a different thing showing up, if a tea is well roasted, for me, it almost never die. Yeah, it will just keep, either stay really good or change the dynamic of the tea once again. It depends on the roaster, how well they can actually.
So that's like two levels. Like either one, it stays really solid how it was, and then even better tea, it'll start to shift after a few months, after a year, after a couple years.
Oh,
it'll start to shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I only know one roaster, and his name is Ben Disco, and he's a farmer in Hawaii. And I was farming on the Big Island for 3 years before I moved to Portland. And we ran into him a few months ago and met him for the first time.
Oh.
And he roasts Oolong tea in Ahualoa on the northern coast of the Big Island. And he has quite good stuff.
Oh, cool.
But he's the only person I know of that roasts, and he's a farmer, so he doesn't have like a very big operation.
He farms his own oolong tea on the Big Island?
Yeah.
And he roasts it?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really hard.
Do you know if he uses electricity or charcoal?
I think electricity. It could be charcoal because as a farmer, he's a biochar expert, and for farming, that's really important, right? Because you're creating like the substrate for nitrogen to be fixed in the soil. So he's like a leading expert on that too, and he has delicious tea.
So I bet if he isn't charcoal roasting now, he probably will eventually.
He doesn't have a lot of education experience, and so maybe eventually, like if you guys come out with videos or classes on roasting, then I'll see if he wants to do it, because he learned from, I think, a Taiwanese roaster, but his leaves don't look like a Taiwanese knot.
Oh,
So
interesting.
maybe let's smell the tea before we get into the thingy. More talking on roasting, because roasting is really fun.
I want to hear more about this Ben Disco guy.
He used to work for Google.
Oh, crazy.
And
He's really cool. His what?
So-
Is it his father-in-law or his actual father?
a Japanese architect, famous
very-
Japanese.
So that's
So compared to the...
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
compare the two. So now pour your tea into your cup and see what's the difference when it's empty.
Oh, now I understand. Thank you.
No.
More steam in this one.
More steam.
Brighter notes. This one was very sugary, but maybe a little cold in the nose.
My palate's not as refined. I'm gonna refrain from pretending I know.
No.
Please.
You know your experience.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
every experience is accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if you say they smell the same, it's you know what? They smell the same to you.
The guy last week, he said
It
with
smells
with the smelling cup, and then without the smelling cup, he's like, "Oh, it smells the same." It's like, there you go. If it smells the same, it smells the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Good.
it's the same to him.
Yep.
And it's not like it's
And he's like, "So do you smell the same?" She's like, "No, it doesn't smell the same to me."
It's interesting because like the nose like carries so much caramel and like honey, and then the tea like is very different in character. Yeah.
So next round, we'll focus again on the fragrance cup just one more time, and maybe do something a little bit different. not just this smell more caramel and this smell more sugar, for example. Let's compare maybe which one smells more and which one the scent can move a little bit more, or does it create two different feelings rather than two different smells. Also two different smells, I think, but maybe focus on the feeling. That's why there's a reason this cup and that cup is different.
Something we like to talk about a lot here is the texture of the scent itself.
And with the second tea, I will really go into that.
That's why I mentioned cold in the nose, a little warm there, a little humid.
There's a feeling, right? And yeah, exactly. Cool,
this is not something I do often, too. Like, I mean, most people I know of in Portland don't do the smelling cups.
Yeah, it's not as common here. You don't see it as much.
Yeah. I sometimes don't do smelling cups because I'm so lazy.
Lazy gong fu, good gong fu.
For a long time, I don't do the smelling cup because I was like, oh, damn it, there's one more cup to wash afterwards. Seriously, that's the reason. And then sometimes I still don't do smelling cups, actually for a different reason now. And maybe later we can work that in a little bit with the second tea. Why I skip this one and go to your cup directly. There's actually also a different feeling. Tea is really interesting when you can notice a lot of differences, and only when the tea drinker can notice more and more differences in tea, I deeply believe then we can brew tea better, because you know what you want to call it out, and you know what difference it's making. Because the thing is, if you say, well, it all tastes the same to me, then what's the difference with a tea brewer then? But if you can taste more and more, not just, oh, there's a cherry, tomato, and there's this, not like that. You can actually see the changes in the liquid. Then the tea brewer, including yourself, other tea brewer, you can see the tea brewer better, and you can, when you brew tea for yourself, then you can try to make it do the way that you want it to be. Yeah.
Something I tell people, I work at a tea house, and something I tell people when they have no idea what they're doing, they've never done gong fu before, which is many, many times. They just come to the tea house and they're like, wow, this is cool. I don't know. It's Enthea Tea House in Portland, Oregon. And they'll say like, well, we just saw this on Google. We thought we'd stop by. I have no idea what to do. I always tell them, especially when they tell me they don't know what they're doing, I say, you're not going to mess this up. You splash water. It's okay. We have a tea tray to take the water. You don't like how it tastes. It's too strong. Pour water into the fairness pitcher.
Cool it down a little bit.
Or if it's just, if it's just like they brew it way too long, you can cut it with some water.
To dilute it,
Yeah. Or if it's way too light, it's okay, pour it back in the pot. You know? It's okay. You can't really mess it up.
That's okay later, no?
Well, yeah. But you know.
Could you get sugar and milk in that?
Well, people do that. People ask me for honey, and I'm like, this is a traditional Chinese tea house. I'm so sorry we don't have honey. You know, and then they understand.
Good.
No one has ever been like, well, I'm leaving now. You know what I mean? They'll just be like, oh, okay, thanks.
I only go to establishments that carry honey. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
I'm going to Starbucks.
Get some really good puer at Starbucks.
Oh, really?
No.
No, maybe because they're selling tea too.
Well, there are worse things, and that, like you're saying, like knowing the taste is important. I was talking to some friends yesterday about this. It's good to prank your gong fu friends, and you know, for a while I had a friend that was in New Mexico, and he's like, "Send me tea," and I was like, "It's like, oh, you want really good tea?" And I like rip open like Lipton bags and like press it, like say Leo Bao.
You did?
That's good.
Oh, that's mean.
I didn't actually do that. But...
Oh, you didn't? Did you do it? You know,
No,
You
I-
should.
I
you
keep threatening to do
man.
it.
That would be fun. That would be
And
fun.
there's a yellow label right
Yeah,
there.
I know.
We have a friend that comes in and he's like, I don't know. He's like, he takes meticulous notes on everything. He's like, I don't know what this tea is. You should just try it and let me know what you think about it. It might be really bad. It might be really good. I don't know. And he totally knows exactly what it is. He's just testing.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, let's try this one. And let's see if this time the feeling of the smell is different.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can pour it in, and I'll pour this one out for you guys,
Thank you.
and then you can smell it when they're all very hot. For house tea, it's really not bad. Solid.
It feels.
I
no,
like
go
your
ahead.
expression.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I did like a free association thing.
Okay.
And like free word association. When I sniffed it, I thought, what does this feel like? What is the first thing that comes to my brain? And they're very different.
Excellent.
But they don't, I'm not trying to say they smell so different, but what came to mind is different.
Perfect.
Okay, so you know when you first board an airplane and the smell of like an airplane when you first board it, that's what that smells like. And then
I've
this
not been on
one,
an airplane for so long, I kind of forgot what it smells like. Okay, here.
okay,
Go,
I mean I'm
continue.
sure they smell different
This one is a
places.
submarine. No.
It's by a lake.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
right,
it's
huh?
by a lake. There's water.
Okay.
That's what I think of, like by a nice lake that has a lot of algae in it.
Ooh.
That's what I came to mind. The pictures in my brain. But let's see what you
So
think.
this is algae in a lake.
Yes.
And this is the smell of an airplane.
Yes.
I feel like
They're
in
very
general, the pours are not as hot as the first one. And I got almost no scent in here. There's still scent,
Yeah.
but it's not as strong as that. And both of them are a little less strong, but there's... I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like the scent is lower in the cup.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. They are different, right? So, maybe like next time when you drink tea, then just go into it a little bit more and see which one evolve a little bit more, and then that'll be just it.
I need to get 2 different cups, though. I don't have different cups. Yeah.
Well,
True, I
you
know.
do have different shaped cups, though.
I have different shaped cups, that's
But
true.
you
I've
don't
got
have
that
the
little
tall
spirit
ones.
cup that's taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a tea teacher. He was an engineer,
Ah.
and he later got lost in his life. He make a lot of money, but he was not happy. And then tea, in a way, called out to him and saved him. He found, in a way, what his happiness and true nature. And he's like super into tea. He also roasts tea, but he was an engineer, So he said this cup, he was like drawing on the board for us. He said this is perfect because the sand will do this, and then he will like draw the angle and how it will bounce back.
Yeah.
Like the sand will do this and bounce back and just like go into our nostril. So he said with this, you don't need to on purposely smell it like When the scent
Ah.
is coming out, you don't need to like breathe in so hard because the scent will go to you.
Yeah.
It will
Ah.
bounce. And then he said that this one, since there's not enough like this kind of space, it will just go up. So in a way, he said that this one has the scent doesn't open or move as much. I think that was his explanation.
It's like
Okay.
surround sound. Like when you're in a place and you think about how sound is recorded, it actually records the room too.
Yeah.
So like if you are really into sound engineers and sound geeks, they think a lot about the atmosphere that goes on. So
Yeah. So
With the bigger cup, there's more space for it to spread out, right? So there's more
Yeah.
atmosphere, like you're saying about the surround sound. The slender cup, it concentrates it more, so you get that kind of more sweetness. You can get more of like an individual kind of note, but you don't have the complexity of how water actually evaporates off of a surface.
Wow. That's so cool.
yeah, it's so crazy, right?
I love that. I love science and like the idea of science being put into something like this and that like conceptually just building something beautiful with a lot of intention.
Yeah.
Like a lot of intention behind it. That's more intention than I ever would have put into anything.
Excellent.
and having the results be as beautiful as they are. I love that.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll tell the teacher
Yeah, please. That's
who
so
designed
cool.
the cup. But first tea, do you guys agree the roast is a little bit on the darker side? I mean, not the most roasted.
oolong.
Yeah, not the most roasted oolong that you have ever drunk for sure, but not a light roast either.
I
right?
totally agree with
Cool.
that.
So
Yeah.
second tea, I will say the roast is not as dark as this one.
ooh.
Yeah, but see how actually in a way the second tea evolved more because the tea base. So tea has two things like oolong tea. When you deal with the roasting, you deal with tea base and you deal with the roasting. Tea base means actually in Taiwan they call it mao cha.
Yeah.
Just the tea that finish harvesting, finish doing enough process to make it into a oolong tea. And you can taste the tea base for the foundation of a tea. Some tea just have more foundation than the others.
Ah.
Yeah, and some tea are more basic. So no matter how strong we roast this tea, do you guys so far agree with me? This tea just stay here? It just stay in the mouth.
You disagree?
Oh, I feel like it went to the lungs too,
Oh,
but
good for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, you said in the very beginning.
Yeah,
you said
you
you feel
actually
it in
said
your
in the
lungs.
very beginning
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lung. Cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
Definitely higher in the mouth.
Higher in the
And
mouth,
it,
huh?
that could just be suggestion if you said it would go down your
I know,
throat.
I know,
But
that's the
I can definitely still taste it in my mouth.
Yeah, you
kind
can
of
still taste it. Yes.
Yeah.
Tea, tea have to have an aftertaste for me. A different any form of aftertaste, you got to leave at least a basic memory, and some tea will leave more. And then let's move on to the second tea to see if it actually something about it will be bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys feel it at the throat? The first tea,
Little bit.
just but not much.
Not much.
Not much. Cool. Excellent. So actually, I have to say, as a daily drinker, it's excellent tea. Second tea is a dongding tea.
I haven't had dongding before.
You
never had dongding before?
dongding?
No.
Oh.
I told you guys earlier.
Oh.
I've had other Taiwanese teas, but not dongding.
Oh, cool! This is gonna be fun.
This
Yeah.
is dongding.
I know it's so famous, right? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
famous.
I
and
didn't realize
it's,
that, babe.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Wow.
I mostly drink Chinese oolongs,
Yeah, yeah.
especially Phoenix.
Oh,
Oh, you drink a lot of Phoenix Oolong?
I love Phoenix.
Oh, cool.
I will rinse up your cups for you and to warm it up at the same time as well.
Yeah, I just had an issue with my storage was full on my phone.
Ooh.
But I think I saved it.
Do you want to rinse your cup?
Sure.
So you can drink the rinse or you can dump it. Either way you choose. I'll do this one in the end.
I'll take a sip of it at least.
Yeah, kind of also work well as a cleansed palate.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, warm water.
Be able to toss.
Almost full.
Ah.
It's like a little tea swamp.
So how long are you guys staying in Seattle?
Until Sunday. So not very long. Just a weekend trip. We originally were coming here because of the tea festival that was supposed to happen.
Oh.
And then we realized it was canceled. But we're like, well, we still want to come up.
Yeah.
So we decided to come up. And luckily our my cousins were kind enough to say, like, stay with us. So
Oh, nice.
very nice.
You made
Yeah.
your own tea festival.
Here you
Yeah.
go.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Well,
see
we're-
Glenn tomorrow, so yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
gonna take a Tai Chi class with one of Chris's Kung Fu Master's master.
Whoa.
It's a sister school. So
Sister school, okay.
it's Daryl Willis, and he's 18th Grandmaster of Chen Tai Chi. He's the first
I know him.
Daryl.
You know Daryl Willis? Cool.
Yeah, I know him.
I
Daryl's
don't know him.
brilliant. He's a treasure.
He learned with Mr. Chen Xiaoxin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I translated for him.
you did.
Yeah.
His kung fu is amazing.
Good.
It's so beautiful.
What a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took
Oh
classes
my
from Daryl before in Portland, and
He
we're
teach in Portland?
yeah. My school that I attend is Flying Tortoise Academy, and we
Wait,
are
maybe wait.
yeah. Our people train in Beijing, so we're Beijing family martial arts. But Daryl knows my master, so he comes down to do seminars.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Is
What
she-
a...
She also goes to study in China with Chen Xiaoxing.
I went
What?
before the COVID.
Really?
I finally went. Oh. Oh.
So she does Tai Chi also. What do you do Tai Chi or some other kind of Kung Fu?
I do Baguazhong.
Oh,
Oh,
Bagua.
cool,
Mm.
cool.
Yeah, Liang family. I used to do a little bit of Chung
Chen Tai Chi,
Chung Bagua.
Oh, Chen Bagua.
But we do Li Bagua.
Oh.
I mean Li Tai Chi, which
Ah.
is similar to Yang.
Mm.
So,
Oh, cool,
yeah.
cool. That one I didn't know. I do Chen Tai Chi from the Chenjiago village.
Oh,
It's really great to be there.
good for fighting.
Ah,
Not all Tai Chi. I know. Not all
too
Tai Chi
old
is
for
good
that.
for funny. But
He
Yang
says
and
he
Chung.
does Bagua as an old man kung fu.
yeah,
What he calls it.
yeah. Old man kung fu. That is
how
correct.
fun.
Just like Tai Chi.
Here you go.
Ooh.
And you can play with the lens too.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to snip it after.
And the cylinder cup is like a flavor blast to the face.
It's like Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
Bam!
And this one is like floaty. It's moving. Let me see.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I haven't smelled from.
Very warm.
Huh?
The flavor is warm.
Yeah. and the roasting is not as strong as the first tea. And so a lot of people, not a lot of people, some people might assume that deeper, darker roasted tea is stronger.
Yeah. I was one of those people until right now.
Well, it's the same argument, right? Some people are just like, only yancha. But like, you know, there's a lot out there.
There's a lot out there. Yeah. And
Wow.
tea, there's a lot out there.
Well, I just, in my brain, I'm like, well, the more roasted, the more strong it'll be. Okay, no, that I just had this, and that's completely false. So
Cool.
I love that. Thank you.
Oh, good. I would say stronger roasting, maybe stronger in the taste. In a less specific taste profile, but with a tea like this, you know, it's not as dark of a roast, and yet you feel like there's something more, and maybe the next cup will go deeper into it. Like what gives you that response, you know?
Yeah. Well, honestly, it could be that it was just there's more tea in there, or it was brewed a little longer than the first time this was brewed. But no, it's not. I'm sorry.
No.
Well, I don't know. I'm a scientist, so I think of every single variable
Yeah.
that it could be. So that I'm not saying you did it wrong. I think of every variable, and it could have been that, but it just tastes different to me, you know?
Yeah, totally.
But
The variable is mostly before it comes out of the plant,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then the processing between the raw leaf and then the finished half raw
Yeah.
leaf.
Yeah.
Unroasted tea.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Right.
that sometimes I say tea can be scientific, and tea sometimes science cannot really measure it, because I'm not sure how people are going to measure the part of what I talked about before, the tea base.
Well,
Foundation, the tea foundation is that you can't really measure that. Yeah.
I totally agree. The phenomenological experience of, I guess, literally anything, but in this context, tea, is just so much fun to think about how the brain processes. Everyone's brain processes different sensations and stimuli differently.
True.
I love how diverse that is.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's For me, it is also. I agree with you totally, 100% on how, because I have to tell you, Asians and Americans, when it comes to tea, their brain work very differently. And in a way, I'm in a very I would say lucky position to be able to witness this, and also to see how my own brain wire got changed a little bit, not completely into the American way, but it did change. I noticed that since I came here in 2001. I have been here for quite enough years, so it did in some way also change my wiring a little bit, and that's really fun. It's really interesting to see, like you say, human mind and how you like perceive this, everything so different. Yeah. And every day when I have customers come in, and just to watch how their response is is what an experience.
Well, different cultures, that's why travel, I think, is so important.
It is.
To experience, I mean, like, even traveling within the United States, if you can't travel internationally, especially right now, but you learn so much. I grew up in Portland. And I just knew Portland, and I went to college in Ohio.
Wow.
And that was different. So it wasn't like going to Europe or going to Asia, but it was, I met people who were just different from me, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, totally. So much fun.
Do you find that you talk to people in Taiwan about like how Americans talk about tea, like notes, and like recite how many things they smell and taste?
I I would. I mean, I would tell them that, but they don't say more.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, okay.
Because we are different.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like our culture is so much about like, I smell this and this and this and that, and taste this and this and this and that.
And then sometimes I notice that too. Like there will be some tea that is maybe like your danchong, that there's such a clear, distinct peach smell, right? And you cannot help it with that. Whoa, that's peachy. And then here people say, oh yeah, that's peachy. And in Taiwan, they'll be like looking at me, and they'll be like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they when they describe a flavor in Taiwan in tea, it's a general category. Like this tea is fruity. This tea is fruity. And that's it.
I like that.
And then the first thing if they ever, in a way, Taiwanese people don't really talk about tea that much when they are drinking tea. It's very non-verbal experience. It can be actually quite frightening in the beginning when I was on the journey to buy tea. But I noticed one thing they talk about a lot is they take a sip. 这个水不错. The water, they are not talking about the water, they are talking about the liquid. The tea water is pretty good. And then do you know what is the most frightening question to me?
What?
Do you like this tea? For me, in Taiwan, tea drinking experience is I mean, here the same, it's a dance. That's why first tea, I'm also trying to connect and figure it out. And there also, because if I show up there in a tea place, I want to buy tea.
Yeah.
But I'm a stranger, so they have to figure me out. Right? They have to figure me out so that they can bring out things accordingly. And for me, that was one of the most beautiful human dance can have. Almost very non-verbal. Do you like this tea? I almost want to finish up with a wink. And what it makes me nervous is more of maybe my ego and my learning journey, that I maybe feel not as confident. Like, what if I give the wrong answer? But the thing is, later I feel more comfortable. There's no wrong answer. What if I really did not like it? So what? I'll tell them. Oh, it is really fruity. Nice.
I'm not getting fruit. I'm not getting fruit at all. I'm getting, and I don't know, I'm getting more umami scent. I don't know.
Sure. I actually don't know what
Clear
umami
sinuses.
scent is.
Oh, it's like the fifth scent, savory.
Oh,
Like-
savory.
Like mushroom is very umami.
Yeah, so there's a
Or
smell.
ketchup.
Ketchup. Oh, ketchup.
You think
okay.
of ketchup?
Mushroom. Well, because that's what it's made for.
Ketchup is
Ketchup
umami,
was
yes.
made for
That's what
umami.
I said.
Worcestershire sauce,
Yeah.
anchovies.
Okay.
Everything
Anchovy?
that
Parmesan
went in
cheese.
ketchup for like Chinese is savory. It used to be mushrooms. It
Oh,
used to
you
be
mean
oysters.
I thought you meant like
Yes.
Heinz ketchup.
Tomato still has umami.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
literally, like, yeah.
But you put sugar in it.
That's true. That's true.
Taiwanese put MSG and sugar in a lot of dishes.
That's the umami.
Or
MSG.
sugar.
Oh,
Sugar
the
and soy
MSG
sauce.
is umami. Monosodium glutamate
Yes.
is umami.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like this like really opens the sinuses.
Cool.
Yeah.
A little bit more movement, right? Do you feel like this liquid, at least in the mouth, the tea itself, there's more to the side, like the side of your tongue is salivating? You feel underneath the tongue as well, like there's something bubbly underneath the tongue?
Grippy.
I like that.
Grippy.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
I was-
Not bitter. Grippy.
Yeah.
We should do a TikTok. Don't
We
think.
should do
Don't ding.
That's so funny that you said that. I was about to say, like, I can feel it in the sides of my mouth and I can feel myself salivating right when you said you should feel it in the sides of your mouth. That's crazy that you were saying that. Because, like, I thought I was just really bad at, like...
No.
Or not bad... Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought I just couldn't ever get what other people were talking about when they talk about tea, but that was my experience
To
just
go
there.
like this.
Yeah. I will get you next time. Oh, they are drinking Dongding.
Yes!
Some people think you can only get that feeling if it's bitter, and it's not true.
It's not true. I mean,
Yeah.
there is a little bit bitterness, but the thing is, it's not just so focused like that, and just like some of tea is bitter and dry, just and then you will smack like
Yeah.
in a bad way, not like good smacking. It's like. But
Yeah.
this one, the thing is, it's a strong liquid. But afterward, things start to happen. You know, the salivation, and you can feel it. And then the third cup, let's see if we can feel the actual liquid move into your throat. Then you will start to see the dimension of the liquid. Like the first tea, I feel like, even though you say, yes, I can feel it in my lung area, but the thing is, the actual liquid, you don't see the mobility. But this tea, you will feel it move. And for me, that's one of the most interesting subject in tea, actually. Because you know what? Hot water, leaves, why do some feelings stay here, and why do some feelings start to move? And why do some tea only give you some good taste feeling here? Why does this tea make you salivate on the side and underneath? For me, then this tea has a little bit more dimension.
And sometimes even tea can like bring up memories.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes then tea will, I think we are doing a small one today then, like between like you and me, like it's, I don't know how people say that word, but it's more like we are in a way tuning together, and some tea will be really heavy on that. And today is like a mile away. I was excited to talk about it. It's I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So we are like, I think sometimes tea is very beautiful in this sense. Is it brings our experience in the same space. It's not. I think that space is richer, not just because yes, we are physically in the same space drinking the same pot of tea, right? But sometimes it can be just drinking a pot of tea and it's fun and that's about it. But sometimes there are some moments that I think we are experiencing the same thing, but we don't know, but subconsciously we somehow know. And we were like, oh, it's the same. It's
Yes.
Like
and that's
telepathy.
really nice. That's
Yeah.
really pretty to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. I get very animated
I love it. I do.
when it comes to tea.
It is a form of telepathy, you know. Just like
Oh,
when you go to see music, and everyone is like in a room together, and you can feel it starts to show up.
Yes.
That moment when everyone is like really tuned in,
Yes.
you're feeling the same thing at the same time.
Strange teenagers out.
Bye. Hopefully they get really into tea.
It's our landlord's kid.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
more reason for them to get into tea.
yeah. She said she'd cut my hair if I give her some tea. Yeah, I think it's a good deal.
That's
I don't
good,
get my
yeah.
hair cut very often.
Nice.
As long as she's good at it.
You
Just
gotta-
cut off half of your head.
I
Well,
gave
put on the
myself
hat.
the haircut when I was in Taiwan this last time because the quarantine period is so long, 15 days in the hotel.
Wow.
Didn't have a lot to do. I gave myself a haircut,
Ah.
so I'll go with any kind of haircut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it just like you had scissors with you?
I had like a beard buzzer.
Okay. Okay. I'm like,
But I didn't do one length. I didn't do just buzz cut. I did like
you did
You
fade.
did layering.
yeah, I did layering. I was really
Wow.
impressed with myself.
Nice. You had the
So,
time.
Yeah, I had the time.
Yeah.
Do it. Watch a little bit of something. Finish up a little bit more. Watch a little bit of
Very
something.
Yeah,
nice.
it's art right there.
Yeah.
You just did art right there. Yeah. I love that.
And I think there's a long, in a way, long space in between brewings on this part of tea. But do you still feel the bubbly?
Mhm.
I call it the bubbly. Salivating.
Mm-hmm.
It's really long lasting
Yeah,
on this tea.
I definitely.
Yeah, it's just like,
I-
it's still like, yeah, here you go.
Coats it.
Yeah.
So the first tea is House Oolong. Did you say which dongding this one is?
Charcoal dongding.
Charcoal dongding.
Mm. It's our charcoal roasted dongding.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mm.
And some people also will assume that then charcoal roasted tea is very strongly roasted. Not necessary. It can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have actually have a roast dongding is dark on the darker side. This one is probably 3 times. And then the fire is on the lower side, so it doesn't have. You can play with that fire basically.
Mhm. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, charcoal strong.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be that way.
Mm.
This one, can you feel at the chest?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I was shown for like high mountain tea. You like breathe in as you're drinking, and it pulls the scent out through your nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like feel like the really high mountain sensation. You know, like I do that sometimes. So.
I read a book called Neurogastronomy, and it sounds like it would be about like your GI tract, right? Like gastronomy,
Yeah,
like about like food and stuff like that.
sure.
It was all about your nose
Ah.
and how you smell things.
Yeah.
And there was food involved, but it was really predominantly like the
More.
neuroscience of smell, and it talked a lot about how you know your nose smells so much more than your taste buds actually.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
50%
like that's
or more.
yes, and I mean that's just like the most basic part of it, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
I recommend the book.
Oh, cool.
Neurogastronomy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the muscles in my head like being less stressed. Yeah, sinuses open and then
it's
like
that moving,
here.
right? Yeah.
and then here.
Yeah. I feel something on the top of my head.
Yeah.
And the first tea didn't have that. Yeah, this tea is I'm not sure if the scent or something is more powerful and just reach to my head and I feel on the top of my skin.
Wow.
The skull, yeah.
And sometimes tea does that, but you don't feel good. This
Yeah.
one, like you feel
Yeah,
good.
very
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, this tea is very clean. It's an organic tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We know the farmer too. Yeah.
cool.
It's grow organic tea.
And
Yeah.
that can be a difficult thing for keeping tea clean too, because farmers have to like keep like pollution away from it. Like some farmers like have the road so far from the tea leaves so that the gas and the smell doesn't get on top of the tea trees.
Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some place I think will be more some tea plantations tea fields are more close to the streets. That's true, and some are more like up high in the hillside. That's true. Yeah. Cool.
People are very serious about tea. That's okay. I like good tea.
Yeah. It is. I'm serious about tea too. Good ones.
So she actually did part of her graduate study on tea.
Oh, undergrad.
Undergrad.
I'm in grad school now, but
sorry.
yeah.
In tea?
Yeah.
Oh,
On
wow.
matcha, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang. 要给他们喝圆饼
There's
还是喝你的脱茶？
neuroscience,
脱茶我帮你
你要
and
脱茶还是
the,
圆饼？
脱茶。
脱茶好。
relationship between neuroprotective properties and EGCG. Epigallocatechin gallate.
Whoa.
It's an antioxidant found in tea, but specifically it's very highly concentrated in matcha.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole leaf powderized, you get all of it.
True.
So I gave mice matcha,
Oh.
and then
Hopefully cheese too.
actually mice don't prefer cheese.
I know, I read that
Okay.
too. I read
They don't
that
like
too.
cheese?
Well,
They
they
don't like
will
They like
eat
peanut
it,
butter.
but they prefer
They like
sweet.
peanut
They love
butter.
peanut butter.
They do.
Just
they
like
do.
me.
Maybe your previous life was a mousy.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. I wonder what my previous life was. Maybe I shouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you did a study on matcha.
Yeah. I looked at neuroprotective effects of matcha on the vestibular system, which is like how you keep balance.
Oh.
And if you feel dizzy, it's likely your vestibular system is malfunctioning.
Yeah.
If you have vertigo, especially, that's your vestibular system. So, it coordinates your movements, and not coordinates all your movements, but it's linked to parts in the brain that do that. And it's mostly just balance. And it's really cool. I could really nerd out about it, but what I found was... So, like, it's not statistically powerful enough because I didn't have enough mice to do it. I actually did it here in Seattle. I studied at University of Washington at a lab in Dr. Stone's lab, which not just Dr. Stone, but
Dr. Stone.
she was
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool,
And
cool.
she let me study there and research. And as long as I helped out with research that they were doing, I could do my own. You just let me do that.
Cool,
So,
cool.
yeah.
Wow.
So what did you
Yeah,
find?
what
Oh
did
matcha?
you
yeah, what I
find?
found.
Yeah.
So it wasn't statistically significant, but I did find evidence that the EGCG specifically, when I isolated EGCG from the matcha and gave that to the mice, that did have a slight neuroprotective effect. So it protected against, it's complicated to explain, but it protected against human diphtheria toxin that was administered to the mouse. And
Like a bacteria?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I was right.
anyway.
Wow, it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And matcha has more of this than other teas.
yes. All tea has it, but
Yeah, I know. As a Taiwanese people say, you just drink more oolong tea. That's it. You drink 1 cup of green tea, but 3 cups of oolong tea. You got whatever the nutrients you need.
Wow.
I love that. I love
Nice.
that.
They're really funny.
Because of that study, I have a bowl of matcha every single day.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I also love the taste. It's not like I just do it because of that study, but I started doing it then and I haven't stopped. That was 2014.
Would you say that neuroscience is the gateway drug to tea?
I would absolutely say that.
That's funny.
Whoa, I need some matcha.
Let's open 3
You had
cans.
some. I saw your tins.
Let's open 3 cans. Just
3 cans.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Do you guys have any of the Chinese style powdered tea?
Oh yeah.
Like chaga or something?
Yeah, but like
What dynasty was it from where that was normally what people drank?
because like
the
matcha
whisked?
comes from
Oh,
Chinese
old-fashioned style.
powdered tea.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Song.
Song Dynasty.
They were,
Thank you. Yeah.
they were doing the 豆茶.
Yeah.
They actually
yeah.
whisk the tea too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
we
don't
have
have
Just
it.
any.
curious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sohan has some, so I'll buy from him.
Oh, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. I'm not good at it.
I
tried
I'll
thought
before?
show you how to whisk,
Yes.
babe.
Yeah.
So does he grind it with the stone grinder and then just use like regular kind of puer tea or something?
I think he gets people to process for him. You know, like he's just a tea merchant.
But is it purely like the tea leaves then ground into a powder, or is it a special exterior process on top of regular tea production?
I'd have to ask him. I've only had it. I mean, she and I had like ground white tea,
Okay.
which was quite good. Yeah.
Very good.
That's why I always ask people, was like ground red tea or ground white. I want to try that. Tea people always have something special hidden
I
away. That's
know.
why.
we are crazy.
Yes, it's good though. It's good to be obsessed with tea because, you know, there's so many.
Ooh.
Yes, it's
So-
like for radish. We use that for radish
Oh really?
in Japan. Yeah.
With Hakka people in Taiwan.
They use
They
you
used to grind- Oh,
Hakka?
you're Hakka.
You're
Yeah.
Hakka.
Oh, okay.
Do you speak Hakka?
No,
Oh.
They make,
too American.
do you know that the tea drink that
Hakka
they make
people
with
drink?
with this thing?
No, my grandparents they never talked about any of this. You know, like my grandparents were both Cantonese on my Chinese side. I'm half Japanese.
Oh.
But they never talked about that.
I've seen it, but I don't know anything about it.
擂茶.
They cha.
They put the tea leaves and it can be sesame, peanuts, all those high oil content kind of seeds or nuts.
And they grind it up. I mean, you know how mortar and pestle works.
And then
yeah,
they grind it into like it's a sticky paste.
Ooh.
And then you can add rice, I believe. And then add in the beginning, I think it's more like savory kind of food, and then add some hot water, rice, and
Actually, I was talking to somebody on Instagram 2 days ago about this. Mary Cotterman, the potter that traveled to China to study in Jingdezhen and
cool.
Yunnan. She was talking about this.
Oh, cool.
擂
The
茶.
Hakka
Oh, cool.
Yes, she was talking about this a few days ago, and it sounds great.
Yeah.
I want to eat it.
We should. I know we don't have this
Oh, it's
at home,
easy.
but
It's easy.
but
Every
we
store
should-
has that.
Yeah.
I know. I'm saying we have a mortar and pestle at home. If we
I'll get
tried
one of
that,
those.
you'll get one of these.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get one of those. My Japanese grandmother had one of these.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
So you
cool.
use that to grind things in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I heard in the beginning it's more of like when people go to a Hakka family to visit, they will receive the guests with a bowl of this kind of tea, and it's more on the savory side.
Yeah.
And nowadays they in Taiwan they open like tourism, but they want it to be more accessible to tourists who want to drink it. They actually add a little bit sugar inside. And it's kind of, and they make it icy too, so it's like really yummy because it got nuts and seeds and tea.
They had puffed something
and-
to it.
Puffed rice, and they put puffed rice in there, and it's just like
I would.
It's
I would do
really
that.
good.
I would
With
love
a
to
little bit
try
of
that.
sugar.
Like red date.
Oh,
Inside
here you
of
go.
right
Yeah,
now.
anything.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
kind of be creative, I guess. You know. Yeah.
I spent some time in Vietnam when I was younger, and I got so addicted to mung bean. And there's a mung bean popsicle.
It's good, huh? Oh, I know. I know. People think we are crazy eating bean popsicle and stuff. It's
Right.
so good.
Well, I would. Okay, here's the thing I would do. There was this Vietnamese market right by my house. I live in a very Vietnamese populated neighborhood, and it's the one where we go to.
Nah,
But-
near Mika.
Yeah, but and they would have. Oh no, it was a different one. It was across the street from there. It's out of business. But
Okay.
anyway, they have mung bean popsicle there, and I would get them, and I would tell my friends this is a very special popsicle from Asia, and they'd be like, okay. Cool, I'm like, you gotta try it. And I would never tell them there's beans in there until they tried it, and
Yeah,
they'd say,
yeah.
this is delicious. I'm like, I know. Guess what's in there? Beans.
Why would you eat that?
It's like a special, healthy, creamy popsicle.
Yeah.
It's a good way to trick
totally.
children, too.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. It's so good.
I love it. I love those red bean mung
Yeah,
bean.
mung bean taro popsicle.
So good. That's like one one of my
Peanut popsicle?
peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
I want
had
to-
that.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Taiwanese
good.
make peanut popsicle. It's
Yeah.
like peanut soup and then made in popsicle.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
So
Oh my
good.
gosh.
Always talk
Finished.
about food after you have 2 parts of tea in.
I'm from Hawaii. This is what we do all the time. Food,
Food, yeah.
always.
Oh, and we talk about briefly, heat up the pot and stuff. So what you can do if you want the heat to be like stay hot all the time, here you go.
She
You
did
can
a video
use
about
this,
this.
Cool. You just need to have something like that to do that with, because
or even your
Like a regular electric kettle. If you have
Yeah.
the lid off, it'll keep boiling forever.
yeah, you just take the lid off and then just keep heating boiling or whatever, and then
And-
do this to keep the tea hot.
I'll try that. I don't know if my little pot would fit. It's a bigger. It would probably fit.
Yeah.
We'll try it. I would love to try it.
Yeah, try it.
We don't have like a larger ceramic pot to rest that on top of yet. But I saw your video where you opened up tea leaves
Yeah.
with the pot.
Yeah.
I haven't
You
tried
need
it
to
yet.
open, make a tea open
Before you pour water on it?
Yeah.
if you can, or
Yeah.
you use water to open it.
Yeah.
I personally think that's why a lot of people rinse their tea.
Uh-huh. I think so.
That's to open.
I thought it was to rinse off if there are bugs and also to open.
But bugs are all dead after the tea
Oh, I know they're all
process.
dead, but if
All
you,
that disappear because there's a high heat, especially oolong tea. Like pss, 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 pss. There's
Okay.
that sound. Pss, pss.
well,
Not a
Crunch.
bug.
I don't know. It was something that I read in the book Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, where maybe they were joking, but they all always did a rinse of their puers no matter how high quality it was. I know this is not puer, but no matter how high quality that is. We weren't okay. But
I don't know why I was whispering.
But you're right. You're right though. A lot of people do rinse.
They
Even
do
in,
rinse
even in
tea.
China,
Oh, me
Taiwan.
too. I rinse tea
rinse tea.
forever. I
Yeah,
rinse tea.
yeah. I thought it was to clean it. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
that's,
and
a,
to
that's the
open.
reason a lot of people do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the reason why but you know what? I don't buy the explanation. Opening, yes.
Yes.
Cleaning, if you have to clean your tea that way, please do not drink. That's the policy.
Okay.
That's the policy. Tea is dirty.
So-
why do you want to drink that tea when it's dirty?
Wait, do you both drink the wash for aged tea like heicha or aged white?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we just
Everyone tells
directly-
me different things.
Directly
Yeah, I
go
know.
hot water in and
Yeah,
start brewing.
right?
If it's a clean tea, and if it's
So-
not a clean tea, we
I tell you, tea
wouldn't
people are
drink
pain in the
yeah.
butt.
Yeah, true. Everyone says different things.
Because so I had a friend that said, like it's disgraceful to do that and it's rude
Oh,
and
really?
like
To drink the wash?
yeah.
To
I had a
throw
friend
away
that
the
said
wash?
no, yeah, he throws away the wash. He doesn't drink the wash. I drank the wash once in front of him. He's like,
He's like, that's bad?
Yeah.
Oh.
so I don't know. I always ask. I also always ask if people prefer pot or gaiwan.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people can be biased towards only pot, or some people really like gaiwan. So
Then you show them.
yeah,
You are the boss. You can do it.
yeah.
I actually like both. I change my mind throughout all these years. First I use gaiwan, then I just use teapots only, and then now I use both. Now gaiwan I feel a bit clumsy to do this style. It's like
Lazy gong fu is good.
I think I waste half of the tea liquid on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Oof! I think I should just use teapots.
I only use a gaiwan if I'm using a fairness pitcher. I will not
Yeah.
try.
Same.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Gaiwan, we also run that. Yeah. So let's talk about opening a tea then. So I did a little bit of the heat. You can do this dry heat too.
Ooh.
Like not on the, you just do this. Yeah. Then you will build a sense like, then when is it ready? How long do I heat this? There's no formula. And because tea is different, right? And also some teas are more aged than the other. Some are fresh new, some are like, they say 35 years old. The way to open it is different too. So it kind of build in the experience to open the tea. Second, you can actually use the water to open the tea. And also water stream into the pot. We'll touch a little bit briefly on this then, since I'm kind of in the mood for that right now. So water stream, watch this one. I'm going to use a pretty thick water stream to open this puer right now. And it actually works in a lot of roasted oolong too. So like this. So thick like this. Just thick and pretty strong. You can see the energy. It actually help this way to help a tea to open too. Try it. If you don't believe me, just try it.
I do it because I'm clumsy. Just like...
Yeah. And then later that you started to play with the water stream with your tea, this tea personality. And then we'll drink a sip of this tea and then let's talk about the personality of this tea and to see you want it to be like pretty girl or like buff man.
I want the buff tea.
Me too. I generally prefer buff tea.
I love that. My first instinct when I do like a wash is to do a tiny amount of water and the shortest time. Just like do this and then pour it out. I never do a long first if it's puer or something like that.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to wash my tea too because everybody does it in my tea journey at that time. So it's like, and then later it become habitual. I was not even thinking about it at all. I just simply wash every single tea. And I did enjoy washing tea because I love to, after I wash the tea, since I brew tea for people, I just pass the gaiwan or the pot around for people to smell the bouquet, to smell the feeling. Because it's one of the, smell is such an important part of a tea, you know. But the thing is, right now, I think I can still pass it around after the first infusion, or simply ask people to smell the cup and smell the empty cup, etc. There's a lot of places in the tea brewing process that people can smell, and I encourage people to smell tea. I think tea smell, the structure, the scent, everything, the tea smell tell you a lot about the tea, like a lot, like so much. You know, the lid tell you something about the tea too. Ooh, it's like Chinese herbal medicine.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you guys are in a treat today. We don't sell this tea.
Whoa.
It's not for sale.
Whoa. Oh.
Whoa.
Petrichor.
I get pepper.
Pepper, yeah, black pepper.
Yeah.
I love the word petrichor.
Yeah. It's like a metal band.
Yeah, totally.
You should do TikTok. Whatever you are doing.
All the kids will follow me doing tea.
Yeah. My son keep asking me to do TikTok. I was like, I'm more than middle age. TikTok.
I don't want to do TikTok. I just want to drink tea.
But people who are like middle-aged and older who do TikToks, they can really blow up because people are like,
Really?
look at this person, they're so
old.
old and they're doing a TikTok.
Okay.
Broken. They're drinking tea. Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
It's really fun.
I need to do
watch.
something that you will blow up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like a man who's like can't figure out how to like hold
that would
the.
be me. That's me.
No.
iPhone? Where's my iPhone? Really, I can.
Oh my god. This I feel moving down.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Wow.
That's why I get so excited with the route. Some tea does move. And it's not because this is a puer that it moves. Some puer tea also doesn't move. Some of your so puer just stay here. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And some tea, oolong tea the same. Some oolong tea stay here like the first tea we drank. Second oolong tea start to move. I have oolong tea move. I have oolong tea that move. Like, wow. And like this one just like, whoa, it's powerful.
It's
powerful tea.
I feel it in my belly.
Then here you go. Immediately go to your belly.
Yeah.
All the tea go to your belly. All the tea that you drink, unless you throw it back up.
Fair.
Or if you spit it up right away, like,
Yeah.
ooh, and you spit it back
Yeah.
up. Then it didn't go to your stomach. All the tea go to your belly. Only some teas you feel it. Think about that. Yeah.
So this is like a topic that gets a lot of miscommunication in the Western tea world, like doing gongfu, where people say listen to the tea. And that's kind of what you're talking about, but you're also saying listen to the pot.
Listen to the pot.
Yeah, like how the pot is warm.
Listen to anything. Feel. If you can just like in the beginning I said, when you can taste more, I'm not simply saying that you can taste the black pepper or the petrichor in this tea. Black pepper make this tea taste good? No. It's interesting, you got black pepper in there. It's not the taste that made this tea that special. I think it's this. I was watching you. I was like, better say this. It's the movement and it's the feeling of a tea. But you got to be able to feel that. And you also, now at the same time, after we drink the tea, can you feel the tea in the mouth?
Sometimes like
It's
Szechuan peppercorn.
salivating. Yeah, it's peppery and it's salivating very differently from the second tea, the Dongding tea that we have. This one is more like the bubble feels smaller.
Yeah.
Watch for all of those things.
It's
It's gonna open your, not just open your senses, you'll open your awareness to pay attention to more things in tea. And then because you are so tuned in, it will make you pay attention to also really bad tea. And that's very important. That's very important.
There's a
to
lot of
identify.
bad tea.
There's a lot of bad tea, and I don't think we should be drinking that. Because it will damage. It actually make you feel bad. It actually make a person feel bad. But when the person is not aware of that, they will drink it
right.
because they are not aware of that. And do you know where is one of the key place to smell like tea is not clean? This cup. Smell that. Just go deep into it. You should have a feeling that it's clear and clean.
I can't do that with scent, only with taste. And like after I have a tea, I know when I feel bad.
Okay, cool. You can do that too. You can do that in the mouth too. Like if a tea has a lot of pesticide or pesticide, if you are very sensitive with that, you will feel like it's kind of I personally feel it's like something. How do you do that? Something rough and
So you
not
use the
peppery,
word
like
grippy
Yeah.
for the dongding. It's like almost like sandpaper. It has that kind of like solidity, right?
Yeah.
Then there's another word, grabby, which is more like razor blades pointed the wrong way.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
and
Yeah.
just leave a very bad sensation.
Like when you rub a dog the wrong way. Also, it's like it just
in the
yeah.
wrong direction.
Yeah.
that's a not clean broth. And then
Yeah.
the scent,
I
the
need
not
to
clean.
work on that.
Yeah.
Because like usually the just goes inside. It's like
Because you
You
can
do that sometimes a little bit too late.
yeah.
Because
I think it's too late for me.
in. Yeah, it's already went in. So if you
When
can
you smell it,
identify,
it's
Yeah.
like it makes you kind of feel like almost like sick.
and sometimes
Yeah, you
a smell will
experience
make you
that.
Well,
feel kind of sick. Yeah.
For incense, like
Eh.
I get really bad headaches.
Yes.
It's like a blessing and a curse, you know. If you have a good nose, like if
Yeah.
you smell
Yeah.
like chemicals from
Yeah.
incense,
And it'll
Yeah.
kind of right
But
here,
he
right?
has good. He has very good incense that doesn't give him a headache
Yeah.
too.
There's
So
sandalwood,
you can't,
aloewood,
really good
agarwood.
incense.
You have, I mean, you get what you pay for. If
Yeah.
you buy
Yeah.
cheap, you get
Because some
bad
incense is
sometimes.
really beautiful, very pure, and
Yeah.
some incense just like perfume.
Oh,
perfume.
yeah.
Some perfume also made me have headache.
Yeah,
Yes.
most
Yes.
gives
yeah,
me
it
headache.
give me headache actually. Yeah, me
I want
too.
you
have
to,
that.
after this, I want you to smell a perfume of mine. I have it in my purse at all times.
Oh.
It's the only perfume I use.
I also have something special too.
Oh, nice. I like special things.
I think it's in my bag.
What is it?
The Sultan grade frankincense.
So second infusion, they still continue to make the tea open a little bit more, and then we play with the water stream in the later infusions. So still thick and thicker brew. Not thicker brew, the thicker water stream. Yeah. To continue to open up the tea. Since it opened so well on the first one, I don't want to destroy it and to change the course.
I really like the shape of this type, the pear teapot.
Yeah.
So nice.
Nice, huh? Yeah. Oh, teapots are too beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything, you know. I use this one since 2005.
Oh,
I just sometime in the morning I do
yeah.
this.
Oh,
Tea
Wow, it's
people are very
crazy.
sensitive about
Very
teapots
crazy.
and gaiwan. I love my gaiwan.
I know. Yes, he loves
My teapot and my gaiwan.
Yeah.
Of course, you gotta love it. You are using it.
Mm-hmm.
You're using it every day. And I believe like if you any kind of like if you're a musician, you use your instrument, and the instrument is just like fit you so well. You're gonna love the instrument. And cook. Oh, you like to cook. And you are cooking well. You know, you use it so much as a very special connection and attachment. And teapots the same thing. You know, you feel like you know the teapot more and more, and you feel closer and closer
Yes.
to the teapot since you are using it every single day.
Mm-hmm. What you were talking about earlier about really feeling the tea and paying attention, like how it makes you feel in your mouth, if it makes you feel bad in your mouth to not drink it.
Yeah.
That I have been working slowly, but still working on mindfulness and trying to be more mindful and like working on trying to meditate. And this feels more accessible to me to do it this way instead of like trying to sit there and just have and yeah.
Yeah, count that without stopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say I'm a meditation expert at all. I am a true believer in meditation. It's everywhere, you know, and we are all working on. I am working on mindfulness, you know, and the thing is that thing being mindful, I don't think there's an end to it.
Oh no.
There's no end to it.
I mean, it's kind of intentionally.
But I think the thing is that it's a practice, and then the more you practice, just like tea for me is a practice. The more I practice, the more I notice more things, and the speed of noticing things is faster. So meditation, the same thing then. It's not like we are gonna be thoughtless or what, and we are going to be that mindful all the time.
Yeah.
It must be quite a state. But the thing is, I think it's opposite then. When you notice your mind going away, your speed of noticing it's faster.
Yes.
Eh.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, from what I've read and Chris meditates. From what
cool.
I've read it and like talked about, it's not about like, no, you have to have a blank mind. It's about noticing when your thoughts wander and then being like okay with that and bringing it back to the breath.
Yeah.
or whatever
and
you're focusing
stay
on.
with the thought and the emotions, etc., etc. You know.
My teacher said something really beautiful about tea as a meditation, because drinking tea really is a meditation.
Yeah.
Drinking tea is actually really hard.
And he
Are
said,
you really drinking it?
when you smell the tea, I said, teacher, when you're smelling the tea, what are you looking for, some kind of feeling or something? He said, I'm not feeling, I'm watching. And I said, oh. He's like, it's very fast. It happens really fast. So you have to watch from a place that hasn't been contaminated, from part of your mind that doesn't use your thoughts or your words to try to grab at it.
Like instinct.
Yeah. See it from
Sleeping mind.
See it instead of
My
feel
friend said the same thing working at Hidden Peak Tea House, where his master, Master Wong, the owner, said, you know, ask people, how are you doing today? And most people will lie. And sometimes, sometimes people will tell the truth, but always pay attention. It's similar to tea, like you're saying. But Master Wong from Hidden Peak.
Yeah. And for me, this is a meditation journey that will just keep you go deeper and deeper. So you can say, well, right now I don't have that much experience, but tomorrow,
You have a little more.
that's right. And today our experience might set you in a spot. It doesn't necessarily say, oh well, I got all what you said, this and that and this and blah, you know. Sometimes it happens a bit later. You know, it can be 2 months afterwards you're drinking a cup of tea and you suddenly think about me.
I hope so.
Oh, I know what she said now.
Yeah.
I know what she said now. And that's it. And then the thing is, you know, the experience keep adding on and adding on and adding on. And you keep paying attention to more and more and more stuff. And sometimes it does also override the past experiences. So in a way, I think tea it is a meditation journey. It's like, well, we can dwell on the past and say, damn it, what I learned was wrong. You know, because I went through that process too. I thought I was very lost that what I learned was wrong, and then I come to reconcile with myself. I said, that's not true. It was not wrong. It was an experience. And it sent me to what I am and who I am today. And the thing is, I'm going to continue to walk on. And then experiences are gonna change because every day is changing. So it's not like what is right and what is wrong in a way. And so when you are drinking tea, the same thing. Just try your best to be here, and when you judge yourself, because we judge ourselves, I judge myself, you know. Do you believe me if I say I'm afraid of some of my teeth?
I believe you when you say it, but I don't really understand what you mean.
That's a hard thing to think about.
Yeah, I am afraid of some of my teeth. I'm afraid of brewing them. They
Wow.
are challenging because I'm so feisty.
But the challenge makes life fun.
That's right. So I
Yeah,
brew.
that's
I
kung
brew,
fu.
I brew the tea every single day, but there's still that fear in there that we can see, you know. And then when you practice long enough together, he can see it. I have a friend who can see it too. It's like, you're afraid of this tea? Say, God damn it.
Because you want to respect the tea, because it's so powerful and good. So much layers to it.
True. Also, you want it to be good all the time. You want to be perfect
Yeah.
in a way. You want to be
Yes.
like an expert. Like right now, we want to be all experts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Dallas, so I think, like, you know,
Yeah.
shoot towards it, but I don't know if I ever get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just keep going, and it's a wonderful practice. For me, it's like I'm so lucky to come to this. You know. So now let's look at this tea in a different way to see if the temperament even even feet, and it's where tea brewing can be a very fun, not just to do with how hot the temperature is and how long should I be brewing this tea. What if I just simply change the water stream into the pot, like in a very soft way? Will the tea like the water in a very soft way? I am not sure, and I'm about to figure it out. And soft way means this. Because do you remember the first two parts I used a thicker stream? This one is very thin. And when you start to know some of your teas that have a different feelings and than this tea, you might actually like certain ways. Yeah, of a string, so you get to play with that. Yeah. Do I talk too much?
What?
This is what podcasts are for. People always say this on my podcast.
Just keep talking because it's a podcast.
People always. This is what podcasts are for. This is what tea is for.
I'm training to become like a clinician scientist in psychology.
Huh?
So I'm in grad school, and we're doing this role play practice therapy, and a couple times people role play the client and they'll say, I'm talking too much. And it's like, are you kidding me? This is the point of the role play. And then, of course, the extension, the point of therapy, you know?
Yeah.
To talk. So I love that.
Okay.
We're going to have to charge you for therapy.
Damn it, I'm going to charge you for the tea then.
That sounds
really
very
funny.
Oh, cool. Oh, I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. Maybe there's just a new discovery towards this tea today.
I already smell. It's the third steeping? Yeah, I already smell the petrichor more that Chris was talking about earlier than I do the black pepper now.
very fiery in the nose.
The scent is a little bit different, huh? The
Fiery.
feeling is different.
Do you have a name, like a special name for this tea?
Probably. What's the name of the tea? It's a Tuocha,
Oh.
and it's from 1998
1998.
or 1993.
1990. I don't even know. I think it's 1998 actually.
Yeah, it's on the older side. It feels really good. Yeah.
Like going home for me, because like Puer, it just feels like very like comforting.
Yeah, it is. It's earthy. It's comforting, and this tea, like it has the smoothness, it has the richness, it has the movement, it has the energy.
Yes.
Yeah, it has all of those. And so for me, it's not, like this kind of tea is not just like it's Puer tea, it's earthy and settling. It's also, it's actually big energy tea too. Yeah, and when he first got this tea, Noah got this tea, it's actually through our tea roasting teacher. And he said, I think he said this tea can be a good company when he started to learn tea roasting, because there will be a lot of tiring nights, long nights, and tea is a friend, and tea can be a really good friend to fill you up.
I was gonna say, what do you guys feel the difference between the last infusion and this infusion?
The different water pouring. What's the difference? Can you?
I actually had a completely different guess before I drank it, but it's so much different. Like more in the nose and like more warm. It feels really hot, but like it doesn't feel as oily. And I feel it here.
You feel the third infusion?
Here and here.
Okay, and then the first two parts, you don't feel it here?
I felt it here.
Okay.
But it goes down deeper.
In the first and second?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You feel it deeper in here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know there's a difference. I'm trying to think of how to put it into words that make any sense. Because when I think about things, a lot of the time I think of them like in images. That makes sense. But yeah. So this is more of like moss and trees and like ferns.
Okay.
The third infusion.
Okay.
And the first two were more like the feeling of rain on metal that you put your like rails when you walk down a staircase outside. Metal rails. That's what I was in my brain.
You see that.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that the other one tasted like moss and this one tastes,
that one tastes like metal, that one tastes like moss. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, for me it's like maybe like you see those images, there's some certain feelings.
Yes. Attached to those images I have feelings. Yeah.
Because for me the moss and the trees feel softer, and then the water going down on the metal thing feels
more buff.
Yeah.
You wanted the buff tea, babe. You got it.
It's both buff and soft.
Yeah.
Do you have one that you prefer?
The third of the infusions?
Yeah.
Oh, the third for sure.
You like the softer?
I do.
How about you?
If I pour for myself, I usually pour more buff, but I like both.
You like both?
I usually pour more buff for myself, though.
I like that. And then how about then let's play with the softness. Within the softness, there's a little bit buffness then.
The strength within the beauty.
That's right. Let's see if I can pull this off. And this, you can use your Kung Fu stuff. Seriously, I'm not joking. You can actually use.
I mean, you do Chen Tai Chi, so I understand.
Your Tai Chi technique into the tea brewing.
In Xing Yi Chuan, the stance is called Santi. And
Santi,
yeah.
Santi.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the title of that scientific?
No, just a stance is
science
Santi.
book.
Science fiction book called Santi.
Santi, yeah. The famous Chinese
sci-fi?
Sci-fi. I'm sorry, not scientific book. Sorry, sci-fi.
No,
It's
that's
called
so
the
cool.
3-body problem.
That's what Santi is, 3-body.
3-body.
So Santi, the mountain stance.
Shan is here now.
Yeah?
Oh.
And I asked my master, what is the gua? You know, like the line.
Oh, the gua.
Yeah. And he said mountain is yin, in, yang.
Okay.
So softness in the rigidity.
Solid. Yeah.
And I thought about that and I relaxed more into it. So
that's
I understand
wonderful.
when you say strength in soft.
There's strength. It doesn't mean I could do it on that one. I don't think I did it too well, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
But everything about Tai Chi is not using muscle. If you're using muscle, you're doing bad Tai Chi. Yeah.
Agree.
And you can still hit hurt people pretty bad, which is, not something you should do.
Sometimes it's necessary. It's necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I say hit bad, Daryl, he's the person I've been hit the hardest by. So he came down to Portland and he was showing Fa Jing.
Oh, 发劲,
And he hit me in the liver.
Oh, shoot.
Like,
You are
fall
like-
over.
Spit of blood and...
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
He's amazing.
Excellent.
Ugh, you want to have tea with him? No.
Yeah, you
Just
should.
It's hard to do those sorts of things
No.
without people being seriously hurt. And you don't have any problem.
No, it was a joke.
Don't worry, I'll poison him. Really good kung fu.
Whatever it takes, right?
I love how serious your face was there. Just
Yeah, whatever it takes.
total deadpan.
It's all about the result in the end.
Yeah, when I was little, I took Taekwondo, and I started in second grade or first grade, I can't remember, and I was part of the demonstration team, and I one time got kicked in the kidney by this other kid.
Ouch.
It was
Ouch.
so bad, and
Yeah.
he
Ouch.
he didn't know what he was doing, and it was during a demonstration in front of like 100 people, and I just like pretended I was fine. I was like, eh! I just like tried to do it, and when I walked off, I was just like,
Ouch.
but I always would, when I was very little, I always, and before I like got up in the belts, I would only spar the big, strong black belts, like the adults and the older kids, because they knew what they were doing and I could learn from them. My peers were idiots, and I couldn't, I mean, like me, like I was, I'm not saying I was better than them, but I just, you learn better from people who are bigger, and not bigger, but
Maybe
more experienced.
More experienced.
yeah,
Correct.
so that's
yeah.
what I would always gravitate towards.
More connection goes in more.
Yeah.
You can really play with the brewing. Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about what you're talking about. Maybe Poe does, like Poe Rosenberg talks about that. But I've only sat with him once. I've seen him do videos on pouring tea, and the way he does it is like a lot of care for the water and a lot of care. So there's just so much out there and so much to learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I agree. Yeah. And I think tea brewing in a way can be very simple. Water in and water out, and it can be really fun, or it can be really not there, and it will totally show the difference. Since you are so scientific, that's perfect. Use the same tea, measure it out, measure out the same amount, and prefer the same cup, then the same style cup, like the same cup. Not the same cup, but identical cups. I'm sorry.
I knew what you
And
meant.
then the same tea, and then measure out the same, and then time it. And so what you do is heat up the water and better the same water source. If you use the same bottled water, then just to be more accurate, then, and then time whatever you want to time, 2 minutes or whatever. Pour hot water in 2 minutes. Time it. Walk away from your tea brewing, and when the timer beats, come back, decant it or whatever, and drink the tea and feel the tea. the same thing. Evaluate if the texture is opening up, the scent, what it's doing or whatever is, and can you feel it or whatever. And then the second time, do exactly the same thing. Time it, but sit there with your tea. Just simply sit there. Just simply sit there. Not even need to be like super mindful and zone it out. If you want to, you also do that, or you can even do it, sit with your own tea, but think about something else. And then sometimes come back to it, 2 minutes it beeps, drink it. And then the third time, then make the dedication. I want to be here with my tea. Please let me stay here with my tea. I will do my best to stay here with my tea. Please, tea, to show up for me, or something like this. All brew is exactly the same way. But because of your mind is here or not here, it really changed the tea. So sometimes when people get into tea have to be brewed a certain way, yes, I think just like your Kung Fu, you need to practice the fundamentals. Yes, we all need to practice fundamentals. But when is your practice the best, it's a different mindset. That day you are in a more focused mind or whatever. The same thing, the same tea. I pretty much use the same way to brew it. And every day is pretty good. The tea just opened up for me. Sweet, wonderful, open, beautiful tea. One day I was in a really bad mood. God damn it, the tea turned bitter. Yeah, the tea turned bitter. I said, fine, that's fine. Just do it again. I can do this. I just talk to myself and then brew it a second time. The tea still like, seriously close. You can feel like the tea broth doesn't even open, like close up and still not there. I said, I am still in a bad mood. You can't hide it. It doesn't matter how you do it in a water stream this way and that way. I think that's really fun, but eventually what can really brew tea?
What I would love to do is have a blind test of that, of you in a bad mood making tea, and I don't know what mood you're in, and there's like a screen, and then I taste the tea. I'll be like, "You're in a bad mood, aren't you?"
Well, how do I just get into a bad mood?
Gotta get an actor in here.
Yeah, get someone. Well, an actor who knows tea.
Yes.
Or like maybe drive through traffic.
Yeah.
Brew in the car.
Cut
me off. Time to brew.
Oh yeah, 3 different conditions. One is you just sit here for 15 minutes and then you brew the tea. And one is you go drive on the highway for 15 minutes and you come back. And then one is you walk through a garden for 15 minutes and then you come brew the tea.
There you go.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the control condition of
You gotta have the
being
control,
here.
right?
You do.
Yeah,
You do.
yeah, control. And then I bet you the tea tastes different. Yeah.
No, I think so.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say make the tea fun. Make the tea fun. There's too many variants, but there's a foundation. There's a center. It's how you can taste the tea. And when the center of you and the tea shows up, those variants will play along with it. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Tea does that.
Cool. I'm so happy you guys show up today, and I am thankful for your generosity of your time.
Oh, thank
no,
you.
you both are being generous to us.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's like when we met the farmer in Hawaii.
Oh,
When we met the
awesome.
tea, it was just this amazing, like a coincidence, really. And thank you so much.
No.
Well, you don't think it was a coincidence. Okay.
I think tea will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are looking, and especially good tea.
Yeah.
Tea will
Well,
find
Chinese call it 缘分. Like today we have the 缘分, and the closest word might be affinity in English.
Yes.
That somehow at this moment tea bring us together, and our not fate, it will be such a strong word, that we somehow like almost randomly and then sit down and enjoy 3 parts of tea together. That's simply amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
And I hope that we'll for sure meet again.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Before
I
we
would
go,
love to.
Oh,
you should
okay.
say the name of your podcast.
Podcast, yes.
Oh yeah.
Please do.
Well, I don't really have a name. It's very simple. Tea Talks.
Tea
So it's very
Talks?
Okay.
simple. But
Excellent.
my handle is at CKYLUM, and I've been doing quite a few tea talks with potters and tea shop owners and people that just really love tea and
Excellent.
company owners. So
But also like activists.
yeah,
Ooh.
all
And-
sorts of people.
Yeah, like tea people who enjoy tea, but also other kinds of people and like musicians too, and artists.
Yeah.
Artists.
So, yeah.
I had a fungi expert.
Oh,
We
cool.
talk about mycology, like in mushrooms.
Oh.
So I like talking to all sorts of different types of people.
Uh-huh,
And so I had friends from Hawaii that two native Hawaiians come and talk about, indigenous philosophy.
Oh,
So-
how wonderful.
Tea
Wow.
is the perfect
I
thing
know,
to
tea
talk
is
about.
perfect. It will bring up whatever it need to flow. And it's for me it's like, yes, I don't know you guys, but we had a wonderful conversation.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, no
I
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you
And we'll
guys.
see you next time.
Yeah.